And his name is Mr. Jim Hightower. He's going to come up here and talk to us for a couple of minutes. So, welcome him.
Thank you. Wow. What a great crowd. Thank you so much for being here. And that's my basic message to you here tonight is thank you. Thank you, the 99% who dare to stand up to corporate power in this country. This is a terrific thing that you're doing. The powers that be, they get to thinking they're the top dogs and we're just a bunch of fire hydrants, out here in the countryside. And that's the importance of the Occupy movement. They say in World War II, the pilots and the bombardiers said that if you're getting a lot of flak, you're probably right over the target. Well, Occupy is getting a lot of flack. And I've got a few samples of it here. This is from Fox and Friends, the Fox TV show, that the protesters in Occupy are convicted criminals, methadone felons, and professional handcuff lockpickers. That's you. Yeah. And now we've got Rush Limbaugh. We always need his insight, right? He says that the White House is behind this. Obama is setting up riots. You're part of the Obama conspiracy. You did know that, didn't you? But it just goes on and on. We have Newt Gingrich. Yeah, the Newt. The Newt, just this last week. The Newt says that the occupiers need to take a bath and get a job. This is a guy who, with his first wife, was at her bedside in a hospital when she was having cancer and demanded she sign a divorce agreement with him. This is a guy who, as Speaker of the House of Representatives, Republican regime back in the early 2000s, who sold legislation to corporations for campaign contributions. This is a guy who could not get the sleaze off of him with a king-size can of Comet and a wire brush, but he wants you to take a bath. All right, we're not through. Glenn Beck. Get ready. The protesters will come for you and drag you into the streets and kill you. They are Marxist radicals. They will kill everybody. Herman Cain, of course, said, if you're not rich, blame yourself. It's your problem. Right? Well, that's what we're dealing with. These guys are as confused as goats on AstroTurf when it comes to understanding what America is all about. And what America is about is what you are about, what Occupy is about. And it is democracy. It is our fundamental values of economic fairness, social justice, equal opportunity for all people. That's what Occupy represents. That's what America represents. It's always been the mutts and mavericks who made a difference in this country. It's really never been the powers that be. They're calling you agitators. You're out there in the streets. You're just agitating. Those agitators. Well, horse hockey and hogwash. Agitators, what America's all about. Was it not for agitators, we would be singing God Hail the Queen here tonight. Agitation built America. And remember, when they call you an agitator, remember this. That agitator is the center post in the washing machine that gets the dirt out. We need a lot more of that, don't we? And you're doing that. That's the important thing. You've already changed the debate in this country. The Occupy movement has completely changed the debate in this country. Because we were focused on what? Well, let's look side by side. Well, those teachers, those firefighters, the firefighters had pensions. I don't have a pension. I have to hate them. Those teachers, they've got a union. I can't support that. Well, hogwash. We need not be looking side by side. And then they want us to look down on poor people. The poor people. It's their fault. They said the poor people are the richest poor people in the world. Isn't that interesting? Richest poor people in the world. Well, we don't need to look side by side or look down. We need to look up at those who have power in this country and are running roughshod over us. That is what Occupy is all about. The 99 percenters here. America needs you. America needs your spark. You know, I live over in South Austin. And over there, we've got a little different attitude. We have an unofficial slogan over there that we're all here because we're not all there. Well, we're all here. And what Occupy, they're down here on the City Hall Square. They're in Houston, where I was the other day. I've been to New rOCkUPPY Park. I've been to Washington Occupy. I've been to LA Occupy. I've been around the country. Whenever I travel, I go to the Occupies. And we're all here because the powers that be are not all there in terms of understanding those values of economic justice, social power, and the equal opportunity for all people. That's essentially all we're talking about right here. This is what America was founded on. This egalitarian possibility that this rich country has for all the people of our country. So, and I, by the way, was a couple of weeks ago with the Occupy the Hood over here in East Austin. And we've got to keep reaching out, friends. We cannot just be one little group. We've got to keep reaching out. And the power of the be is that we are the power. The 99% means all the people of our country. Not just a few, but all the people of this country. And they're on our side. You know, Jesse Jackson said we might not all have come over on the same boat, but we're in the same boat now. That's a powerful political reality when you think about it. And that's what, again, what Occupy represents. Because Occupy is doing something about this concentration of financial and political power in the hands of the few. That they're daring to stand up. I was with our friend Bernie Sanders a couple of years ago up in Vermont doing some campaigning. He's a great fellow, yeah. And a guy came up wearing a political button. It was the best button I've ever seen. It said, "Wearing a button is not enough." We can't be a nation of button wearers, can we? We've got to be a little something stronger than that. And that's what Occupy has ignited in this country. It's not just the folks who are in the camps. It's the people who support what you are doing, what you are standing up for, all across the country. It is a powerful movement, and it cannot be swept away by the police as much as the powers that be want them to sweep you away, because you're not a camp, you're an idea. And that idea is the idealism of America. Economic fairness, social justice, equal opportunity for all people. So, you know, it's not just about speaking truth to power, but speaking truth about power. And that's the truth, is that the powers that be are running roughshod over all of us. I spoke back in March at the Madison, Wisconsin, at the state capitol there, the great rally, 150,000 people turning out against Scott Walker, the governor up there, and the Koch brothers, who were trying to ram this anti-worker provisions through their legislation. They did. But the people there were astonishing. I mean, this rally was phenomenal. It not only had labor, of course, and teachers and et cetera, but had farmers doing a tractorcade completely around. Farmers joining with workers, environmentalists with students with old people with children. It was a phenomenal. And I saw a sign. They had a lot of handmade signs on this. A lady had a sign that said, "You screw us, we reproduce." And that's exactly what has happened. You, Occupy, are the reproduction of the 1776 rebellion in the United States of America. We are the real America. We are the 99%. So don't worry about the leaders. You are the leaders.